Hello, hello world. I have been banished to the internet. Previously, I have been on my their Discord channel, but my friends told me I talk too much. So I have been banished here onto the eternal void, for us we call it the internet. Hopefully this message will find someone someday with great hopes. This is my first stream. I would. This is my first stream. I have just started working on making streams, and well, pretty much my friends told me to start streaming, and I have chosen Streamlabs OBS software, and I have started streaming, but I'm currently still working on it. My microphone is not the greatest, my voice is not the best, and well, that's pretty much it. My first goal is to have 3 subscribers, no more, no less. I have not really thought much about what am I going to do on this stream. I have prepared some things, and I have had a lot of thoughts about what am I going to talk about, but sort of fully. This is the first stream. Of course, I'm going to do some settings, hopefully, and just generally look it back, see what I can change, how can I improve. Maybe by talking a better English, for example. But I have no such feelings. I have been daydreaming a lot about what am I going to talk about when I'm going to start my stream, and suddenly I have forgotten all and everything. But I have been learning how to make GIFs, how to do plugins, which I have failed at, but almost did it. But still failed at, but I know how to make GIFs and some basic things. Hopefully I shall improve and do better as time goes forward. For now, I'm trying to find my own stream so I can do some tests, but with not much luck. Hopefully not much luck, but maybe one day. So anyway, why have I started streaming? And I hope the sound actually works, and I'm not just talking for no reason, but also I know there have been a way to check on my stream, but currently I don't find it. So anyway, why have I started streaming? I have started streaming because my friend told me I talk too much. Yeah, pretty much that's it. They renamed my channel Sam's Containment Chamber on my own Discord. Okay, it's not my own Discord, but I have parts of that Discord, and I have been a part for it for a long time. And they said I ramble too much, which is let's face it, it's not wrong. I do talk a lot, but anyway, I'm trying to give you some music, but for that I would have to check if the stream actually works, which currently I'm trying to check. Alright, so it works. I'm going to turn on the music. Oh wow, the lag is a little bit bigger than what I actually expected. I'd be blessed that's loud. Wow. Oh, of course I don't hear it. I'm stupid. I turned off the desktop music. Of course you guys don't. I click less that's loud. I'm a very smart man. Very, very much. Wow. As it's visible, obviously. Alright. So let's see if the music comes online or not. I still have, of course I don't hear it. I still have to plant flowers. I'm stupid. I turned off the desktop music. Of course you guys don't. Oh. How is the quality? I click less that's loud. I'm a very smart man. Very, very much. Wow. As it's visible, obviously. Alright. So let's see if the music comes online or not. But it's not so bad. That's fun. Alright then. But that's pretty much enough for me. Here you get some music. Okay. I close myself. As it should be. Do I even have to hear that? Or only you hear that? Well, anyway. Let's hope it's going to work. I actually set everything up once before. Oh god. Oh yeah, sorry. I turned it off again. I kinda forgot about that one. That is just a lot of mistakes. Anyway, we are at the 7th minute mark. So I have actually set everything up once before the stream. Kind of made everything. Music, the background, the everything. And then I logged in and then everything got lost. I already did that also once before, but kind of forgotten about it. So I have to redo everything. So for now I'm looking for a job currently, and hopefully when I have a new job I hear whispers in the music, which is kind of nice. I would love to have an ASMR background music, just listen to that while streaming. Just I don't think it's possible because I know not everyone is very friendly with ASMR, but it just sounds really nice. So anyway, I'm looking for a job currently. This year's finances are not going, well, technically it's going as well as it goes usually, but I expected a little bit more to my savings so I could get a driver license, which is around 1.8 months of salary raw, which is kind of a lot of money, but you can do it in stages, I guess. But since you know the year didn't really go on that well, I kind of given up on it. I'm probably not going to have a driving license this year either. Not that I have a car, but we have a family car, you know. So I thought I would be like driving that car, but it seems I'm not going to. Sorrowfully, I'm not going to. But I also have other things and other expenses. So if I can get into working again, which would be nice, then I have a lot of things that I wish to upgrade. My microphone is actually 15 years old. It's not doing that well. I just realized this year, because last year it was kind of good, but now it's kind of making those electronic kind of sounds, like you can hear this probably, hopefully just now, because I have a protective paper on it, so you wouldn't hear it and it wouldn't be making that noise. I added noise filters, you know, but this is kind of like a, you know, I ramble a lot on my Discord. I don't have much friends in real life, truthfully. As adult life is, I work a lot, they work a lot, we drift apart. When you're not working with someone, you are not meeting that much anyway. The typical things of adult life and whatever else. So, I'm sorry if you can hear my chair. So, I have some friends on Discord which are kind of easier to keep contact with. We share memes, of course. Funny memes are very much very liked. Kind of, I remember when they first appeared, and it's just kind of like, first it was like when you say something rude to me and it's just a crying cat face. And as editing softwares became more common, but also computers became stronger, because the early Photoshop, I wouldn't say it was really that hard, but I remember that a lot of editing software or animation software simply just wouldn't be running well. I remember XP and before Windows XP era. So I remember that in those times I wasn't able to run a lot of games that today just run on my computer, even the harder ones, because it's just, you know, a potato PC today can edit a video, even if it takes a long time. But in those days it wasn't such. However, today we have a lot more processing power, a lot better video cards. Audio cards don't have to be purchased separately. You already have it inbuilt, and because of these, memes became more available, because you could make like, if you remember the motivational posts, they were basically just getting, either making an image smaller and doing basic edits and then adding a frame and the text, or well, enlarging the frame and the picture would remain the same size, center it, and so forth. So for example, you could make a demotivational post about Sam's rambling again, because why not? And it was easy, and memes became easier, basic Photoshop's edits became most common, but they weren't memes yet. They were just things you were sending to your friends. It was still the messenger era. There was no communication like Discord, or no server for your friends. Those basic old friendship sites before MySpace or Facebook, local to each country. Those were the things, and so I have no idea what I'm talking about. Pretty much I already forgot the first part, but then, you know, memes became a thing, and nowadays it's just very much part of the internet culture. If you are on Discord, there probably is a meme chat, meme room, meme channel, where you are sending these posts to your friends, or just sharing it, hoping that someone sees it. Streaming is much easier today. Yeah, well, pretty much I already had a video card when Crisis came out. The ATI HD 4850 series, I think, that could run that could run Crisis on Ultra. Well, yeah, Ultra, but you know, I had a pretty big CPU for it, but it was still I think dual core or something, but it was pretty big, so it was capable of running that game. I think it was 3.2 gigahertz, and hence why it could do that. But in that era, a lot of new things on the internet became a possibility. After that, pretty much every video is 100 times stronger than whatever produced before. From that point on, dual cores were kind of became something as the in-between era or the top era of the single core architecture for CPUs, kind of like how smartphones, like if you know how smartphones were, the first smartphones weren't actually that smart. They didn't have their own independent OS. It was more like a really good UI developed, and some toolings to run games, kind of more or less standard, but not so much. It was more like more static, not like you take an OS and install on the smartphone. More like it was how should I say this? It was more pre-planned and written, that one model and its relatives, than on OS itself, because whatever computer you assemble, a PC for example, Windows is going to run on it. Most video cards are basically plug-in monitors, microphones, everything. Even if it's not working too well, it's going to work on a basic minimum. If you install a driver, it's going to work better. But the same thing is true for what did I wanted to say? Same thing is true for name. I wanted to say it too fast and kind of skipped over the thought, because you can plug in a lot of things, and I'm just thinking about what is something like oh no, I remember something else. Today a lot of motherboards have their own video cards, which is amazing, and you don't really have to do the things you had to do maybe in the past. I don't even know how we installed VGAs before, because I remember that even in Windows XP, if the driver wasn't working properly, then you didn't have a screen. I have no idea how did we install a driver for those computers. I think they also started up kind of in a plug and play mode, but I'm not sure, because I know that I tend to remember that there was a low resolution or some kind of super low BIOS like start for the computer, but those times just, I don't know, that was 50 years ago or more. I will not tell you. I will not tell you when was that. That was a long time ago. So anyway, yes. So this is my first stream, technically. Not technically. Technically, it's not at all my first stream, because we have been streaming on Discord. I have been streaming on Twitch before, but I really just didn't feel myself on Twitch, to be honest. I think it's surprisingly adept, I would say. The UI can be a bit scary at the first time, but I would say they have a lot more toolings than I thought they would have. But for me, I just don't feel like I'm part of the Twitch community. I just don't know how things feel, because I have been watching a lot of clips on YouTube. Yes, I want to be a VTuber. I kind of forgot to skip all over that. Huh, yeah, but I don't really have everything for it. Currently, I pretty much barely have anything for it. And I want to buy a new mod model and just so many things to make and set up. It will be later on, maybe. But I was surprised about how many things available on Twitch, just like a kind of motor dash, I think it's called. Maybe dashboard, what it's called, I think. The settings tab, basically. I was so surprised how many things they have there and how many things you can install. And I wouldn't say Twitch is a bad community either. Like, it's not the kind of, well, I'm playing League of Legends now, and of course there are a lot of bad apples, as they say. I met a couple good guys, but like my fourth viewer was a horrible guy. You know, it happens. Pretty much the same with everything. Oh yeah. So I kind of wanted to move to YouTube, and I have been trying to discover myself, in a way, discover myself. I know myself, but discover my abilities regarding streaming. What can I do? What can I not do? But also, I wanted to kind of socialize a little bit, have a bit of a presence in this eternal void. Maybe this message will find someone, and maybe I can chat with that someone. Many people. I'm not social in a human way. I'm not really social in talking to others. Thoroughly, yeah, I don't really have that anymore. Somewhere in my adult life, throughout the years, I kind of forgot how to make friends, how to socialize. I have been working from time to time. That means years, and I know that it's not super much for everyone, because I know that some viewers will be like, I worked for 20 years, I worked for 40 years. I have been working since I was born, and I will be till the day I die. But for me, it's, a 12-hour shift, or even an 8-hour shift, oftentimes, well, depending on what I'm working, can be kind of a little bit too much. And while sometimes I like working, actually, I sometimes when I'm home, I like playing games, I like reading lore. I'm a very big nerd when it comes to lores, but even like this, I cannot say that, for example, I know most of the Warhammer 40k universe. I don't even know a fraction of it. Like, I read like 2 books at best, and yeah, I read like every Legion page there is, and like read it, and like fan fictions, and like the technical details of weaponry, of technical details of Titans, and like Navy ship. I was surprised that there is an actual description on why won't thrusters break battleships in two, because those thrusters have a really big force coming out, and that puts a lot of stress to everything before it, and to accelerate, this stress just keeps growing because of the unmoving mass. Before, the ships and its elements don't actually move at once. Everything has something called, I think, inertia or such, meaning that it doesn't want to move and you have to move it first. But while there is a lot of trust at the end of the ship, and it's just a really great force and power, still the first part of the ship is still moving, and all of this all of that material, all of that incapable material, and just atoms and whatever, keeps pressuring the parts closest to the thrusters. So there is an actual article about this on how Warhammer 40k solved this, and I think it's some kind of springing systems and the combinations of a lot of mechanics. But the ships actually would be capable of withstanding this great acceleration of such a high mass. So I was kind of surprised that there is lore on this, but there is. Anyway, yes, there is a reason why they say I'm mumbling all the way, rambling, not mumbling, rambling all the time, because I have a lot to say, but and it's not necessarily, how should I say, I have a lot to say, not necessarily smart things or things with content, but I just like to talk from time to time, and there isn't much place to do so for me. And while I have great friends and I really like them, sometimes I think they are how should I say this, overfilled or overloaded with the amount of content I produce. So I can kind of understand the frustration. No, they are not frustrated, but like the frustration of that I could be. They are not frustrated at me. I'm just saying, if they would be, I could understand. Oh. So anyway, I also have, in hindsight, I realize I also have annoying things that I do with my voice. I know that I don't necessarily speak from my stomach, but instead I speak from my throat. They say, and also a lot of grammar things, like when someone be like, yeah, these things can be quite annoying. So if I want to stream, I have to make a lot of changes. For example, instead of speaking from the chest, speak from the throat, which I already began doing to some degree, improve, but it's still kind of hard. Also, my language is still not the best. Some people will feel a really strong accent, but also I write a lot in English, and sometimes I can write really nice things. Sometimes I'm a grammar mistake, but I can write really nice things, and sometimes I can be very fluid in my writings, really beautiful writings, really well connected, some odd words, some nice expressions, but I don't really talk to people anymore. And I mean this in two languages. For one, I mean it in real life, on my own language. I sort of realized that this because I'm mostly handling machines and going to workplaces that are paying a lot, and I'm not from a country that has the greatest economy, so usually I try to move towards salaries that are quite good, but these are usually things like production or metalworking, and yeah, well, sometimes it can be lonely, or I don't know, maybe it's not the fault of the workplace or the career choice, but I just feel like I don't talk enough socially anymore to have great social skills. I have thoughts, I would like to say, but I don't know how to express them in words. English, in another sense, I sometimes talk to my friends when we are playing, Among Us or some party games. This is a great advantage of of having having a Discord channel and finding friends there, because they are. Oh yes, I remember you can't rotate things on OBS. Images and GIFs. I was thinking maybe I just rotate the GIF, but I can also just make another GIF. So anyway, what was I talking about? The point is, I'm not really social anymore in real life, and I feel like I really need the practice to be better. But to be better, I would need to talk to people. But I don't really talk to people anymore because I don't have a medium to do so. Workplace, barely any technical data. I still talk on Discord, but even that is not my own language. So if I go to a workplace or a social event, I'm like a frog. I mean, I'm like there watching people that don't really communicate with others. Even though I would like to. Sometimes I'm really extrovert, and I would really like to talk to people. This is why I'm actually going to certain classes and activities, hobbies. I'm just looking up what is available in my district and going to these events, hoping that I can talk to people, but even there it's rare that it happens. And I kind of realized that adults, not adults, sorry for the I actually wanted to say a word. It's not really the adults that are in the problem, I would say. Don't misunderstand. It's just simply that talking as an adult is not the same anymore as it used to be when you were young and people were young. People wanted to share everything, so much information, so many new things. But nowadays, for me and the communities I visit, it's just never anything new. It's just hard to tell stories, hard to tell jokes, hard to be fun for each other. And it comes back to the usual, yeah, I had good food last night, the kids are alright, the weather is nice. And I feel like that with as time goes forward, I don't have my social needs, and the listening community, the listening audience, or I have lots of thoughts that I would wish to express in many languages, drawing, writing. I'm not really good at drawing, but there is just no medium for me, and it doesn't hurt really. I don't really care, but I still have a desire for it. I wish to, and I would just want to share this with the internet community. And I wish to choose. I kind of want to choose YouTube for this because I watch my clips here, my VTubers, some of my biggest rabbit hole are kind of here, and while Twitch is kind of pulling, as it is something kind of original in its own way, it's when something becomes the first, it has its own kind of things. But there are a lot of things with YouTube that I very much prefer. And also, I always been like a YouTube kind of guy. When YouTube first came, when I remember, for example, I used to be a really big fan of Nyanas and some other girls, and I remember when people were sharing their sob stories. I was eating my sandwich alone in my toilet, and so on and so forth. And like a year later, I'm like, what's up with these ones? And oh, this one became a VTuber. Ah, oh hey, Nyaners became a VTuber. And then I remember when, for example, Nyaners had her first time, maybe in Vishojo, or maybe the first collab with Zen or Iron Mouse, I don't know. But she was so anxious about meeting them, and I remember her having her little cute hat and that model. And you know, these things kind of grow, and I just want to share my thoughts on it, not really talking about others like in gossips, but like the joy of having an experience and you are being able to tell it, going to a comment section on YouTube and saying, oh hey, I remember that one, and just having a little bit of talk about it, you know, those kind of things. I have been part of many meme sites previously. I'm not a great memer, don't misunderstand. I don't really have those social skills. I have much understanding. In YouTube comment sections I can easily get thousands of likes because I sometimes I know I can tune onto what to write and how to write that it pleases the eye of enough people so they would, oh, I'm going to like this. This is what I was thinking about. But when it comes to memes, I just don't have this fine feeling. Also, my humor is kind of weird in a way, so I laugh at certain things. And watching some meme compilations, I realized that yes, some people will laugh. For example, American humor is a bit weird from European humor, but European humor, even if you say European, British humor, and like the Slavic, and like if you would look at generally like Western Europe, it's not the same humor. But if you look at like an Austrian girl, because I know there are Austrian girl YouTubers out there, they will laugh differently and different kind of things. Why is this important, or why am I talking about this? You see, I don't know. So anyway, what was I talking about? What was the point that I was trying to make? I was on meme sites, yes. Oh yeah, so I can't really make memes because my memes kind of meh, or maybe I'm the only one who's laughing about it, and it's kind of sad. It's how it is, you know. It's kind of sad, to be honest. But you know, I like those little jokes. Makes me feel good. But not everyone is like that. You know, some people will take great offense. Like I know that, for example, my humor can be annoying, or can be how should I say this? And no, enlarging maybe some flaws that you don't like, maybe would be a good expression, but maybe not. The point being is, I don't know if my humor is something that is meme worthy. You know, it's just not really. I remember that when I was on these meme sites, some of my memes got well, some likes. I would say when others get 8,000 likes on a good meme, some 2,000 on an okay meme, I get like 200 likes. You know, some people liked it for sure. That's true, but there are not. But it's really just, you know, a lukewarm experience of, eh, it was okay, here a like or a pity like, but certainly not the meme what the meme culture wants. And of course this is not so simple. because the meme culture have certain parts. Of course, you know, you have the typical mainstream kind of fun, a mainstream kind of joke, you know, where we mean this is for everyone. You know, it's just a simple joke. You could have kind of specific jokes, dark humor, for example, dad jokes, that is more for a certain group of people. And then you have my kind of jokes that like two other people in this entire existence kind of likes. So yeah, but it's kind of complicated. You can just say it wasn't really meme worthy, because making a good meme does not mean that it must be funny. A good meme has culture and quality. This is the most two important things. For example, if you look at Rage comics, it's cultured because, you know, it kind of understands and describes something that both of you can understand. There's something put into it. But also, Rage comics had quality, kind of, not in a way, not meaning like HD2, they were made in HD2, but it's not just it describing something. Like those faces became really popular because in their simplicity, as in being a Rage comic, because if you can make better things, of course, we have today better images for this than Rage comics, but the point of Rage comics was that they were terribly simple, terribly simple. They were Rage comics, in short, and on their own they were really high quality because, okay, maybe they were not high quality and I'm just walking into my own trapping myself, but they were made really good onto their own. I'm gonna eat chips. On their own stage. And for example, when you look at a raging face that was full black and maybe a couple white lines and red eyes, those were really descriptive of them. I kicked into a Lego. So yeah. So this is kind of why I'm rambling constantly, but I don't really write this down anymore, because sometimes I write these talks down and just, you know, on the internet too, just to be like how green texts are, or something. You kind of write it down to see if what others have to say, or if it's interesting for someone. And if the community is good, they will just ignore it. If the community is bad, then they're going to be, man, you are cringe, man, your butt smells, or something else. It's not going to be it's kind of trims the possibility for branching. If the community is not good, every new thought, new thing kind of dies, because it's not allowed to grow, or, you know, it's just, there is no place for it anymore. It smells great. I just opened that one to see if there is ASMR in it. Gonna check again. Gonna get a single piece. That's not so bad. So I have no noise. Sorry, kind of chewing. So I have noise suppression and a noise gate. The reason for this is, for one, my chair is really loud. I don't know how long will it. I really like my chair because it was meant for 120 kilogram, and those have a bigger springs, and usually more expensive and more capable chairs. But mine had an iron rod broken in it, and ever since then it's have been degrading. Before that it was kind of good. The sponge on top, how do we call that? The I don't know how they call it. The seating part of the chair, on which you have your bum, that's kind of flattened out, so you can kind of feel the iron. So I put a pillow on it. Pillow that was meant for sitting. But since the iron rod broke in the chair, it became kind of noisy. Maybe if I talk you can hear it in the background. It's the springs, and it's kind of turning to a side because one of the support kind of broke down, so it's not really good anymore. And so my two next goal that I want to get is, one, a new microphone. Maybe I will think about first I want to get like a new model, a 2D live model, and then get maybe some face tracking. But the first is a new microphone, because poor guy, I really like this microphone, but it's just old and has its problems. I'm very sorry for it. I really like it, but it happens. And the second is maybe a new chair. I'm thinking about it. It had a really lot of functions, and you could just, and it's really comfy, and it has its own arm support. I really like this chair. We got it used. We were in a low garage like thing where I saw it, and we were like, this is pretty damn massive. It's really hard, even for me, a grown man. It's really hard to like lift it, so it's pretty heavy, and it was really massive, and we were like, let's take it, we will see. So we took it. It wasn't exactly cheap, even used, and it has been very great. But the last year wasn't so great in many regards. Of course, many things happening in real life, in IRL, that I don't really want to talk about. Nobody really cares, politics or otherwise. It's just not, it's not, if someone comes to relax to a stream, they don't really want to hear about that. I think it's not really a place for it. You can make sometimes a joke about it, but it depends, and I just don't really want to have those things here. But I'm making plans, and so on and so forth, which is really good. So probably I'm going to mention those ones. I have caught this sweet potato, and it's already making pretty big plants. Its roots, so I had to put it in a water for it to grow roots, and then grow these little sprouts, and then they become small plants. And you have to cut down the plant and make, I don't know what to do with it. I haven't done it yet, and it's growing much faster than I thought it would, so I will have to do it very soon. But I'm also making cheese, preferably tomorrow, but maybe even that's too soon. I'm going for an interview too, so yeah, it's kind of a lot of things together, but it's a really nice band. So I would rather talk about these kind of things. These kind of things are nice and chilling, it's just, hey, how do you do that? I'm glad to hear you are doing that. Is there something that you like doing and you want to tell me about it? Something that interests you? Those kind of things. So much nicer talking about it, because politics are just politicians always messing something up. It's just a norm. It has been the same for the last 60 years. It's nothing new. Like, if you want something done, you ask an engineer, not a politician. it's nothing big, but you know, it's something I would not really want. What else? Well, we have. Okay, I just noticed we have 10 minutes left. I don't really want to make these ones too long because they are kind of introductory, and if I make my introduction too long, I'm afraid nobody's going to watch it, which is kind of, you know. But I also want to give information because I heard that, you know, the relationship in a streamer and a viewer is often, you know, that one-sided kind of thing where you're learning more and more about someone, and it's kind of like a friendship pose, but it's more like chat and the streamer kind of friendship. But in a way, chat is one wall, and in a way that's kind of one-sided. This is why I often go to smaller indie VTubers. If you really like to talk to VTubers or streamers, go to the smaller ones. You can annoy them so much. But don't be rude. Be always nice and polite, but you know, you can tease them. And I just terribly love to do that. Not in a, you know, not in a painful way or some way to hurt them, or not at all. Alright? Not at all. It's banter kind of way. Make her laugh, make him laugh, doesn't matter. Just you know, interact with indie streamers, indie VTubers. Not sure what's the expression is. You can talk a lot more to them, which I really like. And I'm not saying this because I just started out. That would be kind of weird. But because when I'm going to watch streams, to be honest, I really like a lot of components. I like Hololive, I like Nichisanji. Nichisanji is my current big favorite. It's just, they have really quality members, I have to say. I really enjoy watching. But you know, others, it's okay. I'll be honest with you, when some of them reads out my chat, I was so happy. I was, oh my god, I really like that. But you know, that's I like watching them because it's such a journey in a way. But with smaller VTubers, it's kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of interesting that there is not that much people chatting, and you can just chat to other people, but I don't know how polite that is, so I really do it. But you can, like, there is a very high chance that the person who is streaming is going to read your message, and you can, like, there is communication there, and I really like that. So I'm oftentimes watching these big streams with 4,000 views, 40,000 views, I'm sorry, or 4,000 views, or 1,600 views. It doesn't matter if it's above like 600, 800. It's always like the chat is slowing, and I don't think that's ever going to happen to me, to be honest. I don't even think or know if someone will ever see this, to be honest. It's kind of something, you know, something I wanted to try, you know, and just talk about kind of things. It's a nice interaction. I really like a lot of things, to be honest, and not just okay, I'm kind of afraid because of the time. I'm kind of scared that time is running out, so I'm just not going to look at it, and if it goes a bit longer, then it goes a bit longer. Also, I'm kind of laying around in the chair, which is not good, because when you are streaming you have to have a kind of a straight back and an open stomach. So anyway, I kind of like to watch a lot of different streams. Sometimes it's about planting or making things. I really like when when they are making food maybe. I would say bread, sometimes cheese. Those are really great videos. Or sometimes streams. For example, there are streams like when I was watching not MXR, I'm not sure on whose channel was that stream, but I remember Chini streaming, and the melody was like they are like a little bit of fairy, and I really like on stream they are making things, and with HoloLive 2 look, you can see it a lot of times that they are baking and making like, but not sponge cake, but something I don't remember. I know I saw that they are making dough, like I know I was there, but what kind of dough they are making I had no idea, to be honest. I just joined the stream. She's making dough, that's awesome. I have no idea. It was probably chocolate cake or something. I kind of want to do a stream like that once in the future, because I have a web camera for that. Not sure how that's gonna work, but hopefully it's gonna be kind of okay. Anyway, anyway, I have a lot of bad speaking costumes that I have to get rid of. For example, I would like to, honestly, I would like to take lessons from some veteran dreamer who is like, yes, I have been speaking and talking for many years, and I can tell you how it is. But I also want an avatar, because I'm doing a lot of head bobbings, and a lot of, moving my head around and like, but I don't really want to show my face, to be honest. And my skin is not really good. It's hard to set up the light well, and I'd rather just I would rather use an avatar. Wait, that was not what I wanted to say, was it? So anyway, I have a lot of things that I have to kind of relearn how to speak, not to make certain sounds, not to make certain for example, not to make too much so, too much anyway, too much repetition. Speak clearly, speak without an accent, speak well, speak British. With my accent it's even worse. And kind of learn and practice, yeah. I wonder if I could be better at things. And this is just the last topic, and I don't want to scare you with it. I hope you don't mind if I talk about this. If it's a problem or you feel uncomfortable, just write it, and probably I try to ignore it to a certain limit in the future. I actually had this thought. What if I would have different skills, or if I would be actually better at things? Would I like have better opportunities and jobs in life? No, I know a lot of Western person will be like, of course, why not? But in my country it's a bit different. I already have 2 skills, and they were either lower paying or weren't really like, how should I say this to you? Either the working culture is not really great at that field, there is no career progression, or there is just not enough money involved. Sometimes I had jobs that I really enjoyed. They were kind of tiring, to be honest, in not even a physical way, but I felt the physical kind of like doing the work reached my power, but it's more like brain, more like brain, mental power. No, brain, like physically your brain getting tired, not like mentally. But I think that's kind of different. So I really like that kind of work that I was doing, but honestly it wasn't like, if you look at the average salary that is currently in this place, compared to that, it was what, 80%, 70. I'm going to do a quick calculation. Yes, 75% compared to the average, and I would say the average, it's not really good, not really good. So anyway, I was thinking if I would have better English knowledge, maybe, or if I could get additional skills, would I have more life opportunities? Because if you, for example, learn welding or some technician kind of things, I know that you open up some career opportunities, and I know that even with welding there is, I think based on what people on YouTube said, it's kind of limited to a certain degree, to somewhat, but there is still a branching of opportunities. But how much opportunity there is, and how much chance to earn? Is it like the more you can do, the more tools you get, and then the more possibility there is for earning kind of deal? Or that you are actually going forward, being better at the profession, kind of like building a career in a way? So yeah, I was just thinking about that, like what is out there, what possibility, you know. I don't know, kind of I was kind of thinking about, if I improve my language skills, here thinking about mainly English, then will I have like better chances at, like, if I were to try to get an office work, or maybe I could get additional kind of things, because as you can see I can speak English to a degree. I used to have much more, I was much more fluent in English. I had much nicer expressions. My accent wasn't a thing for a very long while, and I was capable of talking so beautifully and so fluently in English. But now you can feel that my teeth, and like at a couple places my tongue kind of gets stuck, so I have to slow down and emphasize, or no, kind of put little spaces, little breaks in between the words, so my tongue can curve around well, and I don't have that kind of my tongue got stuck moment. But to be honest, back in the day I could talk 5 times the speed, and now if I just, even if I don't watch my mouth and I start to speak really fast, as you could see and hear, mostly just here, that really my tongue got kind of stuck, and I had this kind of, so I need practice a little bit more. I need to kind of learn the language and how to speak it again. I don't even have a degree in it, so I was thinking, if I get a degree in it, what kind of possibilities would that open for me, or what kind of things could I be doing with it? Yeah. That's all. Yeah, I think I'm slowly going to end this stream, and that's it for today. These are just kind of like vlogs for now. I try to improve as much as I can, but it can take weeks or even months, but doing things in a way, I'm afraid if I'm just going to plan and prepare, then I'm never going to start doing it. And I'm very I'm very scared of that, because sometimes you just keep doing things, and I think I wanted to do the first stream a week or two ago, and things can very easily drift, and you realize that, yeah, it's already a month past and I haven't even started it for real, haven't started practicing it, and that's not really good, because you just keep preparing for the thing, and I don't think you can ever get prepared. But of course, you can look at my stream, it's very basic, there isn't much things, but I couldn't solve having that little bobbing thing, little character that changes when you are speaking. So I'm currently using Streamlabs OBS. I'm unsure if that's a possibility. I will see, maybe in the future, which means kind of couple of days from now. I have some things that I want to do. I have games I want to stream. I want to have stories that I want to write, fan fictions. I want to talk, I want to get viewers and chatters, because I want to like fangirl about other VTubers and like every kind of filthy gossips. Not filthy gossips, not actually, just it sounded really good, but I don't actually want to do anything, anything bad or anything lewd or anything of that manner. Just, it sounded really good saying filthy gossips, but filthy gossips. But keep it cultured, civilized, nice. But I really just, if I would have a chat, I could like pester them and have banter with them, and it would be really nice. It would like, I would socialize the hell out of them, that's for sure. Yeah, anyway, so this is then the end of the stream. I think for a testing stream this was enough. I have kind of set things up. I know that the audio is good now, and I'm going to rewatch this, hopefully learn from it or improve. Thank you for listening, if you have listened, and if you have reached the end, hope you have a nice day. Thank you for being here. Bye bye.